Thank y'all for coming tonight. My name is Lauren, and I am taking a class at Texas Tech called Audience and Media Analysis. And so our class is conducting research for Texas Tech athletics for the baseball program. So really what we want to learn tonight is just kind of your opinions on the program, why or why not you attend, and just to really gain insight. So this is being recorded, and it'll be posted on YouTube later. So we'll get started. And the first question is, have you attended a baseball game? And so for this question, I'd like for just us to go around and for everyone to answer. So Emily, we'll start with you.
No, I have not attended.
Okay, so no?
Yes.
You have?
Yes?
Yes, I have been to a Tech baseball game.
No.
No, okay. So for those of y'all who have attended, how many would you say you've been to? Is it just one, or you're a season ticket holder, or was it for a certain school? Just kind of explain that a little.
I've only been to one.
Okay.
So.
I went to the Super Regional and then one other game.
Okay.
I haven't been to games.
Sorry. I've been to the Super Regional, and that was the only game I've been to.
Okay. And so for you two that haven't been to a game, is there a reason why you haven't been?
I just didn't really grow up in this area, so I don't know that I consider myself a Tech fan per
Okay.
se. So maybe I just haven't really been for that reason.
Okay.
There's not really a reason I haven't been. I'm not really a baseball fan. So.
Okay. So would you ever be interested in attending a game? And if so, why?
I think baseball can get there fun. The atmosphere is fun. I like the hot dogs. So I'd probably go for that reason. But I don't know, haven't.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun to experience.
Okay. So is there anything or any type of incentive maybe that would encourage you to attend a game in the future?
Free hot dogs. No. We did used to have a $1 hot dog night though at my old
Okay.
alma mater, and I liked that. But I don't know what incentive would get me there. Really? Friends, people that I knew that were going,
Okay.
which doesn't really help, I guess, them. But
Okay. So friends or maybe
Or
some
like-
type
yeah.
of discount.
sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I would just say like a discount on the ticket probably.
The ticket. Okay.
Free's good.
Free or free.
Yeah. So would you be more likely to attend if a friend invited you, or maybe if you saw some type of marketing or advertising from Tech Baseball?
Probably a friend invited me.
A friend invited you?
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
Okay. So then for y'all that have attended now, we'll kind of switch gears. Explain to me why you attended the games that you've been to.
Brandon, you want to go first?
Sure, yeah. I want to say that we did see an advertisement for it, maybe.
Okay.
It's been a while, and we just had the open night, so we went. I think it was on. Yeah, sounded fun. It was open night. I think we saw an advertisement, maybe on TV, maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay.
My brother had an extra ticket,
Okay.
so I went with him.
Yeah.
I was given the 2 tickets to Super Regional, and was trying to find them. Actually went online to try to get them, and they sold out really, really quickly.
Mm.
And one of my bosses ended up having 2 extra tickets, so I went. It was great.
Okay. So what was your favorite part about the experience of the game that you went to? Or maybe games that you've been to?
The Super Regional game was fun because it was sold out. There's great energy. One step from Omaha College World Series, and that made it a lot. I'm a baseball fan, and so that made it a lot of fun to kind of see that sort of environment. And from the things you hear about the coach, he seems like a great guy, maybe an easy guy to root for.
Okay.
Definitely the atmosphere for me. It was both the Super Regional and the other game I went to were both pretty packed, and so there was just a lot of energy in the stadium.
Okay.
It was fun to be at.
So energy.
I think they did a good job of like your typical family-friendly baseball environment. Like it was just fun. Like the games in between innings, like with the little like dot races or stuff like that. You know, standing up at like the 7th inning stretch, whatever that's called. So just like the typical stuff was fun. Very like a good Saturday night kind of thing to do.
Okay, so energy, environment, atmosphere, even maybe some of the planned activities?
Absolutely, yeah. Like
Okay.
crowd participation.
Okay. Did you have a least favorite part? And that could be anything from maybe the time you got on campus to the time you left the stadium.
We lost.
Oh. All right.
That stunk.
I think probably for the super regional game and stuff, parking was a nightmare.
Parking,
It's-
okay.
and honestly, that's a great problem to have. That means people are going to the game, they're excited, but parking was pretty tough that day. I don't know about regular season stuff, but
Mhm.
that day it was pretty rough.
Okay.
Probably the rain delay was mine.
Okay.
I mean, that was the only problem I had.
Yeah.
There was one game where it was pretty hot, but the canopy over the stadium
Hmm.
kept
Okay.
it shaded.
Okay, so the facility was nice. Is there anything that would make you attend more games? And this again could be an incentive or anything you can think of?
I think it's just not on my radar. Like, I feel like, to my tech, I feel like I hear about when it's football season, like you just hearing about it all the time. Of course, I know it's one big game every week, but it's just on your radar. I feel like baseball, I just don't see. That's why I couldn't even remember if I saw a commercial. I wasn't sure. 'Cause I feel like I never see a baseball commercial or around town. You know, there's not a big hype. So I think if it was on, it's brought to my attention more through maybe social media, which maybe they have something. I'm just not following the right people, but.
Mhm.
Yeah, just it's not. I don't feel like I see much advertisement for it. There's not as much hype as football or even basketball. I feel like, so I just don't think about it.
Okay.
I think that's true. It's kind of sad. That's the most successful sports team of last year, I guess. And maybe you're right. Maybe it's not on my radar because I'm not following the right people on Twitter or social media or whatever. But I guess it's just maybe hear about it more somehow, whether it's TV, maybe. I don't know, social media, something like that.
Okay.
Probably the same.
The same. Okay. How likely are you to encourage people to attend or invite friends or family to attend a game?
I'd say it's pretty likely for me.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed it when I went.
Okay.
It was a fun atmosphere, and I'd like to have friends with me.
Okay.
I think if I was going for sure, I would definitely invite people because I know it's going to be good. I just
Mhm.
never think about going. So.
Okay. Would you be likely to tell people about your experience after?
Sure.
Okay.
We got done with the super regional game. Called Dad and trying to figure out the bandy game at the same time, and he was wondering about Texas Tech and how they had done. And so, yeah, it was a great atmosphere, a really fun game, and it was big for the community. It's a cool deal.
Okay. So for those of you that have been to games, and then we'll come to y'all that haven't in a second, but what would be one word that describes a Tech baseball game?
That's a tough question.
I'd have to go, and again, limited experience,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a super regional, and I would say energy.
Okay.
And I hope that's a weekend thing. I know that Big 12 weekends are right now, and that's probably a pretty good crowd on a Friday, Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
But for that weekend, it was just so much energy. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I'd say family, just because
Okay.
I felt like I saw a lot of families there. And this is probably true of all sports, but when you come into the stadium and you're all cheering for the same team, it just feels like a big, you immediately, people you don't even know, you're high-fiving and stuff. So it just feels kind of a family environment.
Okay. So not necessarily families attending, but more the whole.
Well, I would say both.
But.
I feel like
okay.
I saw a lot of families. It was a family-friendly environment.
Okay.
Maybe more so than football. I felt a little bit more that way. But also, yes, the way everybody kind of collaborative effort of cheering on your team felt like a family.
Okay.
I guess just based off my experience, like Garrett said, would be, it was like almost electrifying. Like it would be a
Okay.
big play, like the whole stadium would just go crazy.
Okay.
So whenever there's a good crowd there, it's definitely electrifying. That's it.
Okay. So for you two that haven't been to a game, what is one word that either describes Tech baseball, that you think describes Tech baseball, or maybe your perception of Tech baseball since you haven't really been?
Trying to think of one word.
It can, if it needs to be a phrase, or, yeah, that's fine.
Like, oh no,
Think
I'm
of a phrase.
struggling. Sorry. Well, I know just having come that Tech baseball is really good. Like I know that the team is great, and so I think it would be fun to go and see a really good baseball team play baseball. But I think kind of also what Brandon was saying, I've like heard of them, and I don't want to use the word non-existent. That sounds a little harsh. But it's not on my radar really either. So I know they're good at baseball, but actually going to the games is not,
Yeah.
crossing my mind.
Okay.
Can you repeat the question?
So what's one word that you think either describes Tech baseball games or maybe your perception right now since you haven't been to a game of Tech baseball?
I mean, from what they said and like what I've heard, like it sounds just really like energetic and like. It sounds like it's more packed than football games too to me, because like they said, it's like tight and fun and like energetic. And the
Okay.
football games are kind of more laid back. I feel like, I guess, where I sit. I sit in so.
Okay. Okay. So, and this question's for everyone, but any feedback that you would give athletics about baseball games or how to get a higher attendance?
Advertise.
Yeah.
I say yeah.
Advertise.
Yeah, because I really think I love baseball. I love watching it. So I think if I even just saw a commercial like, hey, we should go to a game.
Yeah.
So advertise.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think you see more advertisements on traditional media like TV, magazines, newspaper, or do you think you're more digital, online, maybe social media?